Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're back, man. Episode 353.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get right into it. Will Smith, during one of his concerts, he paused it and just spoke his truth. And I'll go ahead and we'll insert the audio right now, actually, before we get into it.
I'm not ready yet. Hold on.
Oh, it's all good. We're used to it. The listeners are used to Keith not being ready at this point. All right, it should. I sent it straight. I texted it to you already. You got it?
Yeah.
I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid shit. So whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. But I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumbass stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff. But you know that one, it was your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad. This song is called Bulletproof.
All right, what you get from Will Smith there is like. I felt like it was him. I respect it, believe it or not. When he did that to Chris Rock, I didn't really respect it, but I'm over that. I'm over that, man. I think he had a human moment when he did that slapping to Chris Rock, but I think this is another human moment. But I think it's justified because you can sit back and be politically correct, but people going to be saying some wild shit about you. And I think it gets to a point where you like, hey, motherfucker, I didn't put no oil on somebody's booty hole. Like, don't be like, I'm going to let you know that out of all this shit that's been said, I could just sit there and keep letting y'all say it. But at some point, you got to stand up for yourself, bro. Mm-hmm. You can't let motherfuckers say that. Like, you got rumors like Eddie hits women or Keith beats women, and you keep hearing motherfuckers calling you a woman beater. You like, hold on, motherfucker. I ain't never hit a woman in my life. Mm-hmm. I'm getting tired of you motherfuckers putting this shit on there. And I think this was Will. Even the joke he made, like, I don't even like baby oil. People will be like, oh, my God, I can't believe Will Smith did that. And it's like, well, Will Smith's a fucking human.
Right.
At some point, you just get tired of all this trash being all over the internet. I think we live in a culture of people who are looking for the next fucked up thing to say about people that they don't know.
Yeah.
They literally are investing time and energy into finding new things to dismantle someone's character. And ultimately, no, you shouldn't let it affect you. But if it does, you're human. Mm-hmm. You're human because sometimes this shit gonna hit you just right.
Yeah.
I've had some motherfuckers say some shit about me online. I'm like, hey, you know what? That actually kind of hurt. That kind of hurt a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? Because I'm going to let you rock. I know you got something to say. But when somebody says something fucked up online, you know the way that I literally disarm these people? What I do is when they say something fucked up about me, I go to their profile and then I find something nice to say about them. And then it just completely dismantles them. This one dude was like, you don't know shit about sports. You don't know this. You don't know that. You need to shut up and stay behind your computer with your whack ass podcast and you're this and that. And then I went to his profile and he was holding his dog. I said, hey, man, nice pup. He's like, oh, thanks, man. He's only about 2 months old. I was like, yeah, got you, bitch.
Now you're having a conversation.
Now we talk about your dog. You was never mad at me. You just was looking for somebody to
somebody to compliment your dog.
Not just compliment your dog. You're just venting,
right?
Because you might love your dog, but you hate everything else about yourself. And I found the only bright point in your life was your dog, and I said, hey, man, that's a nice pup.
Yeah, I think sometimes when we have these celebrities, and I think we kind of lean on these points a lot of times, like especially like Cardi B. We see her a lot of times. She's responding to things that are on the internet. And I think for the most part, it is good to ignore most of those things. But I think what I think about this, we're talking about legality here.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is not just like, oh, this person is gay or this person is this or this person is a drug head or whatever. This is like, we're talking about illegal activities here.
Right.
And I think a lot of celebrities don't want to be associated with Diddy at this point in
No,
time.
fuck no.
You know, maybe at one point in time it was cool. Like, you know, you could go to a Diddy party and, you know, he's my friend or he's my associate or whatever. And, you know, he throws great parties and he makes good music and all this stuff like that. I work for a Revolt and, you know, those things. But now that he's in some legal trouble where he's probably facing, many decades. It's like, no, I'm not even acting like, I'm not even letting that narrative run on the internet.
Right.
Same thing that Jay-Z did. I don't think it's necessarily directed towards Diddy, but that situation allegedly happened with Diddy. So when it came to him, responding via his lawyer or via Twitter with his statement, he like, no, I'm not playing with this. This is we're talking about a criminal act, that happened to a very young woman, and my child is around that same age. Excuse me. So I think that I could understand why these celebrities is coming out. Even Jamie Foxx, he made light of it, but he said the same thing. Like, no, I left the parties early.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. So everybody is distancing themselves. Even Jay-Z's lawyer was like, he was like, they wasn't friends. He said they was, they had a business relationship, just like you have a business relationship with your coworkers, and that's the extent of it. They supported each other just like the same way NBA players support each other, and that was the extent of their relationship. Right. And I'm like, yeah, everybody should distance themselves from Diddy. Yeah. Even me, I got one picture with him, and I got to tell people like, yo, I wasn't.
Yeah, you got to be careful because this podcast becomes something big, and then they go and unravel all of our past, and they'll be like, Keith got a picture with Diddy. Was they fucking?
Oh,
you'd be like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Keith is standing in the background.
Did he do it?
That nigga Keith been laughing funny ever since that picture he was taking. See, here's the problem with that, too. You got to come out and say something.
That nigga Keith's seat been real oily every time he get up.
Oh, man. I didn't know Keith was in the bussy like that. No, but here's the thing, man. At some point, here's the thing. At some point, sometimes you got to say something to defend yourself, and it's not because of guilt. It's because you're speaking your truth. And not only that, the court of public opinion will make you guilty of some shit that you never fucking did.
Yeah.
Because the court of public opinion is very fucking popular, and it's very powerful. Because, for example, Jay-Z, he probably obviously had nothing to do with anything. But just because he was accused of this in civil court, and then it goes away and they don't find anything that was pertinent or serious about the case, nobody's going to look at that. They're just going to say, Jay-Z be touching kids. Jay-Z be touching kids. And it's because you didn't like him already, and it was just confirmation bias for you to continue to say this. So now you're going to be using confirmation bias and all of your friends that don't like him, and it's going to be swirling around the internet that you touch kids, and it's that can be the most repulsive thing to you ever. But it's going to be a part of your public image, and it's not fair.
Yeah,
and it's just because people don't like you; they're looking for something to not like your ass.
Yeah, yeah. So shout out to Will Smith. I think that, and Will Smith has seemed like he's on a. He's in a space now where, I don't know. I just never knew Will Smith to cuss, if that makes sense.
Yeah, not in his music.
Now, I mean, not even really in his movies, really. Like, we know him from like Fresh Prince and stuff like that. So even in his movies, he wasn't really cussing. But now I think he's kind of stepping into like, I'm not like the Fresh Prince, I'm Will Smith now.
Exactly. This is who I am. I've been talking like this for a long time. And, fuck P. Diddy, right? He's peeing on children and drinking alcohol and having sex with guys. I don't have sex with men, right? Yeah. You're like, damn. Will Smith he's really putting that message out there. Like, I don't do anything with men after midnight. You're like, damn, so what about before? Yeah, but if you let people run away with a narrative, they're gonna fucking do it, man.
Yeah, I think but I will say I think for a lot of celebrities it's probably laughable, like when it comes to a lot of that stuff. Like I'm sure Will Smith has probably heard certain things, and even that whole open relationship thing. As much as Jada Pinkett, was having and she was in some sort of entanglement, I think his reaction.
She was in an entanglement. She was fucking.
Yeah.
Call a spade a spade.
I I just think his reaction to that whole thing kind of let us know that it wasn't no open relationship.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody in an open relationship will be tripping about, her getting smacked down.
That's
by
wild. And then
August Alsina.
After that whole situation with August Alsina, that nigga came out as gay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So he fucked with Jada and turned gay.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't like this.
This pussy wet. I don't like that. She a freak. I don't like that.
It ain't dry enough. Oh, dang. That's crazy. You get with Jada and you like, stop. I don't want this. We was going on a rant last week about the fucking the black guy that got away from Jeffrey Dahmer. How he walked in and was like, "Oh, it's stinking here." Oh man. Yeah,
That is wild.
Yeah, I think the convenience that me and Keith have right now is that we're still regular people. So we've been doing this podcast a while, and people who know us, but I don't think that there's any narratives out there that are wild that we have to defend or anything. Mm-hmm. But I think by default, the more popular you become, the more people are going to create narratives, and the more people from your past that were not sufficient will try to make themselves sufficient. Like there's probably some girl from fucking 2008 that's like, Eddie tried to talk to me and I wasn't feeling him, and like he just tried to talk to me, and it's like, that's your claim to fame?
Right.
That's your claim to fame, that I was trying to holler at you? And it's like, yeah, maybe I was. I wasn't trying to marry you, obviously, so now you look stupid.
Man, yeah. We're in that realm where people have like screenshots, but luckily, I think a lot of people, they didn't have, I don't know of many people that had an iPhone since like the Genesis, to where they have like everything like just kind of carried over, where they got like screenshots and photos from like 2008 and 9 and stuff.
That's
like that.
wild.
Yeah, if you had an iPhone for that long, that's crazy. But yeah, I think most of our stuff got lost in the Android abyss. Most of those cringy text messages and stuff that we had back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, it depends though. People be holding on to pictures. It could be like, it could be a picture from like 2006, like a 1 megapixel dick pic that you sent to some girl back in college.
1 mega dixel. Yeah.
Oh dang.
Yeah, that is one of those things. Like you just never know with the D pics. Like if somebody just so happened to like dang, this is a solid picture, let me just save this to my new phone, or like hopefully it's gone.
They got a whole dictionary in their phone.
Yeah.
There's a whole dictionary of dicks. That'd be terrible.
That is crazy.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
If you got pictures and nudes, like when women sent me pictures of themselves, like in a very vulnerable situation, I don't save those pictures. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want it to get in the wrong hands.
Yeah, some niggas be sharing it around.
They're like, hey, look at her booty hole. Look. It's like, hey man, I don't do that.
Yeah, we had some wild stuff. I was just thinking about like, I knew people that would just like Snapchat like they little sex tape.
Oh no!
Like they would just send it. I'd be like, what the heck? Especially like my friends in college and stuff like that. I'd be like, that's crazy.
Yeah, and she let you record this? Does she know you're doing this?
This person shall remain nameless, but I remember he sent me one video and he was just like, some girl was just like, she was like, he was like hitting it from the back or something. And I was just like, dang, that's crazy. And then like, and then the next one was like him getting head. But the most shocking thing about the whole thing was, one, he sent it, but two, the girl's face was like, it wasn't like hidden. Like his camera light was on and her face was like vividly in this thing. And this was, mind you, this was like 2013, 2014 or something. So this is like a decade ago. And she's probably married somewhere now. You know what I mean? Ridiculous. With like kids, and she just got like vivid image, I doubt that video is anywhere now. But,
I hope it's not.
Yeah, vivid imagery of her just giving some, one of her college crushes.
That's not cool. I've never even asked like during sex, hey, you want to record this? Like I just don't. Like I think it's certain things that should remain private. And kissing and telling is terrible. And there's too many men that do that. And that's why a lot of women don't feel comfortable like having sex sometimes, because they know the dudes are gonna run around and tell.
But if your face is in it, like there's some people that are okay with it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. If your face is in, if you literally know that your face, I think people just be in the moment. You know,
They be in the moment, but I think in some cases, women just trust you not to do that.
not to do what? Not to share it?
Not to share you.
Oh yeah,
the whole
I think
face.
I think that's the expectation, but I think that you would be very naive to think that your
That's
person
true.
recording you is just going to keep it to themselves.
That's true. But when you're young and dumb, though, too, I think that your prefrontal cortex is not properly developed yet, and you're just doing things. You don't
It
realize.
ain't gonna develop if you got a dick in your mouth. Though.
I just think that I think that like when you're young like that, I don't think you have the foresight to see like, hey, I'm going to be married. Hey, I'm going to be this or that.
I don't think so.
You don't realize you got
they're
somebody's
young. Yeah.
you got somebody's balls in your face on Snapchat.
I also think college and those spaces, like college campuses, I think it just inherently lowers your inhibitions.
Absolutely.
Like a fraction, you know.
Yeah, just the stimulus around you is going to lower your inhibitions, and to make it worse, alcohol's involved. That's going to make it even worse.
Yeah, you might have been at a little function or a party, or
Right.
you might have came to somebody's house after a party or something like that. Yeah, I've definitely done like things in college where I'm just like, I would never do that in my 30s.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like the whole dick pic stuff. You got to stop that, guy.
Yeah. That's not the move.
Getting older, man.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah,
good.
if you 30, if you was born in the mid to early 1990s or late 80s and you still sending dick pics, you gotta have a conversation with yourself in the mirror, because it's like you timed out of the I don't know what the kids is doing now. I'm sure it's probably way crazier, but yeah, as if you a millennial, you should not be sending those no more.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be. I think that it's two things or two. You shouldn't be, but it's a consensual thing. If a young lady is like, hey, you know what? I want to see what you're working with.
But that,
because some women will put you to the test like that.
but that's not even a thing. Like obviously you want to, you if it's like you said, a consensual thing, and you want to, and you not in the same vicinity or whatever the case may be,
right?
Or, you down the street, or you can't act, you got to work, whatever the case may be. There's something prohibiting you from being together. I think that's great. The only issue is it's too much internet. Like the phones are too smart.
Yeah.
You're 2 clicks away from having your penis on the internet.
Yeah.
You're 2 clicks away from having any video, photo, whatever in your phone all over the internet. So that's the reason why I say, like, don't do it.
Yeah.
And then also, like, as soon as you guys break up, and like I said, this ain't 2008 when we got Androids, and, when we get a new phone, like, we probably gonna lose access to all the photos and everything like that.
It's different now.
Like, this is like, I do have the clouds and stuff like that. So all of your photos the photo that you took today is going to be on your phone for the rest of your life.
That's crazy.
So that's why I say, like, yo, just keep the phones away.
Can you imagine it being like the year 2050 and your dick pic is still on the internet?
Right. Yeah, that's possible.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So and we don't really have like teenagers listening, but for the kids out there, if you do come across this one day, it might be cool. You think it's cool right now to be sending those pictures, especially girls. I think guys, it's a little different. I think it's embarrassing still, but I just don't think.
I think they weaponize it against women later on.
Yeah, for sure. Because it'll be one of those situations where a woman is about to get married, or maybe she just got a corporate job, or she might have I don't know, she might get famous, she might become a singer or something, and then some nigga just they dropped the news, and it's just like the only way to prevent that from happening is to not take them. To not give nobody access to those things. So, and interesting enough, there was even girls like, as much as like back in the day, that was a thing, like, dang, I'm gonna send that. And you got to work yourself up to it. I remember it would always be a little bit of angst, like, dang, like, we about to send the news. I'm about to send a hammer. About to send a hammer.
I wonder how many dudes sent a dick pic and it just said seen.
God dang.
No reply or nothing.
Yeah.
That's how you know you shouldn't be sending that. You send that motherfucker and they just said scene on it.
Yeah, we didn't really have read reports back in the day.
I wouldn't know read. It ain't got to be a read report. If you send that,
if you just don't get a response,
you don't get a response.
Yeah,
that's a bad look.
Yeah, the hammer wasn't hammering.
Yeah, they was like, oh no, I'm good. I'm finna say it how.
Dang,
that'd be terrible.
But even with that, you should, even if that was like the thing, you should be able to like swing just taking a good picture. You know what I mean? Like even if you ain't packing, you got to be able to just take a decent picture.
Like at least I did my best.
Cause there was one guy that was floating around the internet. The nigga was like on soft, and it was a whole body. Nigga had a whole body picture. Yeah, it just got to be the hammer, bro. So when she opened it, it's just the full screen. She like, oh dang, this is crazy.
You got to realize something too. The reason why you got to back off sending that, because it's not that impressive to women. Because women that have any like experience out in the world with having relations, they've came across a dude with a hammer on him.
But niggas is getting vulnerable. There was this time where I sent this picture, and she was like a older woman.
Older as in older, or older as in old for you at that time?
Like older than me, like, not old enough to be my mom, but like old enough to be like, like my mom's little sister type situation.
Dang.
Like, yeah. So
everybody hide your aunties.
Oh dang. So yeah, I remember I sent to pick it a swipe, and then she was like, it wasn't even like a compliment, like, oh, that looks good, or like, dang, that's what's up. It was like, basically it was like, you're grown now. Like it was like, yeah, you're grown.
A teachable moment.
Yeah.
Dang. I think at this point in most people's lives, whether it's male or female, somebody has sent something through social media to someone else. We've reached a digital age where, like, women have sent something of themselves and men have sent something of themselves. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's not something you should repeat. It's not something you should spam people with either.
For sure. Not the unsolicited. I used to do the unsolicited. You can't do the unsolicited in 2024.
Hey, this nigga didn't say good morning or nothing.
Yeah. What I was just like some corny stuff. Like if I felt like a girl was like not giving me like the type of reaction that I wanted to, then I would just send the hammer through, and then
you gonna kill it with this one.
Yeah, that's how you get blocked. That's how you get blocked.
Yeah, especially if the dick that they don't want. That's not gonna do it for them.
Yeah. And it was weird because that's what would get a reaction. Like I would get ignored, and then like you would get a reaction from the swipe. Like, oh my gosh, how could you send that? I'm a lesbian now.
Oh, they pulled a reverse August Alsina.
Reverse August.
Damn, nigga, you was Jada.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. That'll be. Oh man,
that's a trip.
Oh man, we gotta do better, folks. Let's and going into 2025, let's do better, man.
Let's do better.
All right,
let's do a lot better.
Yeah, ladies, if you like to send me a nude, I'm not gonna hold you back though. You go ahead. You go ahead and do it. I won't screenshot it or anything, but I will send you a Bible scripture back. I'm gonna send you my favorite scripture back. All right. Switching gears. All right. Lil Wayne and Chris Brown accused of using COVID-19 relief grant to buy millions in luxury items. And it's not only Chris Brown and them. It's a bunch of celebrities doing this bullshit.
It was one other one that they talked about.
It's quite a few of them. But there's stories coming out, especially of Lil Wayne. Big name music stars have a reputation for living large, and a couple of them are now accused of doing so with taxpayer money meant for disaster relief. According to Business Insider investigation, both Lil Wayne and Chris Brown are under scrutiny over their alleged use of COVID-19 pandemic relief grant money. The outlet reports that Lil Wayne received a grant worth $8.9 million from a pandemic relief program set up to help independent venues and artists recover from revenue loss during the lockdown. As for Brown, his company, CBE Touring, allegedly received a total of $10 million, with $5.1 allegedly going to Brown personally. Okay, and then it says, reportedly Lil Wayne spent his money on a various stays at luxury hotels and other frivolous purchases, allocating over $1.3 million of relief money to private jet travel and over $460,000 to high-end clothing brands. What a fucking idiot. Chris Brown allegedly spent $80,000 on his own birthday party, for which he bought atmosphere models and LED dance for a bottle service, hookahs, and nitrogen ice cream. What the fuck is nitrogen ice cream?
What is a nitrogen ice cream?
These niggas is dumb. Just to name a few, not to mention the $24,000 on a tour bus ride to Tulum. Business Insider also reported that Lil Wayne spent $15,000 for flights and hotel rooms for women whose connection to the paper and his team is not clear. Escorts, including the adult film actress and waitress from the restaurant. Oh,
the restaurant? That's
yeah.
crazy. They just got their titties out or what?
Yeah. Let me start this because over the years, anybody that knows me on this podcast, I've said some not so colorful things about Chris Brown just because I've seen some character flaws. I think any man who outright disrespects women and has multiple cases of him either being physically aggressive towards women or being or having multiple cases of him grabbing them or complaints. Like, I don't respect nobody like that, first of all. Secondly, this is another reason why. Shit like this. I'm just going to say it flat out. Lil Wayne and Chris Brown, both pieces of shit. There are a bunch of people that, and this is taxpayer money you're blowing, first of all. During a time where a bunch of mom and pops and different businesses are being shut down, and small businesses are being shut down, you guys are blowing money on escorts and nitrogen ice cream and all this dumbass shit. $80,000 for a party. That's more than most people make in a fucking year. My thing is, I don't want to get all biblical here, but I pray to God that regardless of whatever success I have, that it doesn't disillusion me this much to where I'm doing dumbass shit like this. I just can't ever see myself doing this. I feel like if I'm blessed with abundance, my objective is to give. I want to put people in a position where they don't have to struggle. And if it's up to me, people that are really going through shit won't have to struggle. I know how it feels to not have things in life, to grow up poor. I know how it feels to be during December, during Christmas, and not get gifts because my family was struck. I know what it feels like to live in reality. And I think what happens is when people acquire success too early, they don't get a reality of what life is really like. Lil Wayne got success at like fucking 15. He was rapping at like 13 years old. Chris Brown, same thing, got success very early. So they've been rich a long motherfucking time. This is just a walk in the park to them. But do I still think they're pieces of shit? Yeah, fuck both of them. Absolutely. And I'll stand on that. And the reason why I stand on that is because that's what they did. You did that. You did that to deserve that. Me personally, we talk about having the foresight. I don't give a fuck if they pull this clip up 5-6 years later. Y'all niggas is trash. You went and spent all that money, taxpayer money, to blow it on escorts and an $80,000. And if it was your money, ain't nothing I can say because you earned that. That's your money. But you took out a loan and you used this money just to blow it like this? What kind of human being does that? That's fucked up. Can you imagine me walking down the street and I see a homeless guy and he's got a cup full of change and I take his change from him and say, hey, I need to use it. And you just take it from him. And he just broke. I mean, you took taxpayer money. That's probably a fucked up analogy, but at the same time, it's pretty close. That's not okay, man. That's not okay. And all the celebrities that did that shit, shame on you. Right? Chris Brown, don't you make enough fucking money getting women to take pictures with your dumb ass after your concerts? Don't you make enough money getting $1,000 a piece from these women? Like, come on, dog. What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah. Did you hear that Kendrick bar? He was like, irony, I think my tax dollars are Lil Wayne down.
Yeah, I see what you did there. All right. I should have thought that one through a little more. You almost hit the mark. You almost hit the mark.
It was close.
It's close. You were so close this time. Life is so crazy. Life is so crazy.
No, I think that this is what I would say. I think that these things are on the surface, and I think that these two artists are probably like not really thinking, or I don't imagine they had the foresight. They probably thought it was just free government funds that, that it was just like, like it was free. Somebody probably told them like, hey, you can get this amount of money. You can get $10 million. If you fill this paper out, fill this paper out, say you have this amount of employees, and then they're not even tracking what they're doing with the money. You could do whatever you want to with it. And I think that's probably what the conversation looked like. And, and when we get the receipts on everything, we realize they spent it on freaking designer clothes and escorts. I think that those things are sad. I'll tell you like a brief example of my experience with like some of these like relief loans. So, or grants and things of that nature. So there's a local grant that happened out here, and basically, I tried to get the grant so that I can, I can use it to benefit my business, whether it was like buying equipment and things of that nature. And they were offering like $25,000. So I heard about the grant, and I was playing phone tag with the company for, not the company, but it's like a local government thing that they were offering the grant through. So I was playing phone tag with them for like a month and a half, maybe 2 months or something like that. And then eventually, I got a hold of them, and the person called me back, and they were like, hey, basically they ran out of funds in select areas, so you wouldn't be able to apply for the grant because your business is in,
right.
it's in a certain area. And imagine that's me. Like, I'm like, dang, I could really use this.
Right.
I just need to put like $2,000 here into some promotional stuff, into some ads, some marketing things, to some to hiring people, whatever, and that'll kickstart my business to where it can start running, smoothly. And then imagine I find out that Chris Brown, or let's not say Chris Brown, Chris or Briss Green, whatever his name is, right, is the person on the other end, and he got that grant. He got the money that I was actually trying to
Right.
get. And then I see him on the internet, paying for escorts, and then like buying clothes and shopping and stuff like that, all while this guy's already very wealthy.
Exactly.
Or he has a successful business. So that's kind of like, that's my take on it, when it's like, yo, these are, with those type of funds, and I believe that was like money that was allotted to actual artists.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of struggling artists, and there's probably some artists that were never really able to recover after COVID.
Absolutely.
Or, some artists that were like on the cusp of like actually breaking through, or, maybe they had a tour set up that they had to cancel, and they was going to be able to make some real decent bread or something like that. Those are the people that missed out on that type of money, because people that didn't actually need it ended up getting that money.
They got a lot of it.
And then, it would be one thing, Chris Brown, Lil Wayne, whomever, they got the money and then they spent it in a way that actually benefited like their employees. Like, okay, we're going to expand this. We're going to buy a studio. We're going to do this. We're going to actually, buy camera equipment so we can record our tour or our shows or whatever the case may be. But when you get the money, dog, and you just go shopping, like, that's just the most ignorant way you can spend taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, you spend all this money on escorts. If I'm a guy sitting here and I need the money and I see you spending money on escorts, I mean, at least give me one of them escorts. Shit.
Right. I would rather have the money.
Yeah, I have the money, but if you can't give me the money, give me an escort, man. Nah, I'm playing.
If I can't get the bread, give me some head.
You hit it. You did it that time.
All right, man.
You did it.
I'm back,
man.
baby.
Yeah. Everybody give Keith a hand, man. That was quick, too. You see how fast you could rebound in the middle of a podcast? Because he missed the mark with that Lil Wayne one. All right, Keith is back. Life is so crazy. All right. But yeah, my thing, there's no excuse for this type of shit, man. I think that we've made it to a time as men. But you know what? Hold on. I gotta not say that, because I think me and Keith have lived life as regular human beings for a very long time. And I think they live in a society, they live in a world that is just not like ours. Mm-hmm. And that could make you become so disillusioned that you think that you're doing normal things. Like doing what they do as rappers, that's like normal to them.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that they think that there's free money, that's a whole nother level of delusion. There's never free money.
That's the
Nothing is free.
ignorance that I see mostly.
Yeah.
And I would be curious to know how intentional it was, because I think that even no matter how wealthy these guys are, I think when you do get when you do come across $5 million, which you probably, or 10 million, which you think is probably like free money, you probably have like, this isn't just a scenario, a possibility, right? You got some sort of manager, whomever, that is like, hey, they're offering $10 million grants, loans to people in the music business, entertainment, whatever. And then like, all right, cool. Like, where do I sign up? And then boom, you sign a dotted line, whatever. Then the money hits your account. And then like, hey, guy, hey, artist, you got some, new money in your thing. You can spend it on X, Y, and Z. And then they probably like start out, and it would seem like in those situations, it started out as like buying things consistent with actually being an artist. I think even shopping, right? Even shopping to a certain extent, like you got a certain image to keep up, whatever. But then when you start buying escorts and tour buses and birthday, it's just like
stupid.
that has nothing to do with being an artist.
And you're fucking it off so bad. $80,000 for a party. Let me be very clear about what I would do, because I just want to set my intentions. If I'm already rich, let's say I'm making 30, 40, $60 million a year, and I get a grant for how much was it worth? Like $4 million that they got? 5?
I think 10.
10 million?
10, yeah.
Oh my God, they got 10.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, any employee that I have working for me, anybody that does makeup, anybody that does hair, anybody that does wardrobe, anybody that does camera, anybody, they're all getting paid. I'm paying them off the top. Even if we're not having a production, I want them to be okay, especially if I've built relationships with these people. So if I've got like 15, I'm going to say, let's say I got like 17 employees, I'm paying them all a year's salary right there on the spot. Boom. So if I got 10 million, I know I could get you at least 130. I could get this other person 150. I get this other person, whatever the case. Pay them all their money. So by the time we get back into production, I've already paid you, and I've given you money that will have your family secure. You don't have to worry about money during this pandemic. You can stay home with your family. You could choose to do what you need to do, but I just want to make sure you're okay, right? But no, these niggas didn't think about nobody. Or at the very least, wherever city I'm from, I want to make sure my people are okay. So just because I'm Eddie from wherever, right, I'm still going to think about the people in the city of Bakersfield during a pandemic where things are slow, or during this time of the year, right, where it's Christmas. A lot of families are going through it right now. They're trying to get Christmas gifts and pay for food and pay for, like, if I got $10 million, I'll be like, hey, Food Max, hey, Vons, I want to get a couple thousand, fucking, what those reloadable food cards? I want to get $500, a food card, get $500 a piece and get them out to these families so they can get some food.
Yeah.
Get some gas cards so people can get to work. Like, I know what the people need because I've been in need. So I know what people need. They need food. They need gas. They need some bills paid. There's a lot of single mothers out here struggling. They can't pay their fucking electric. It's about to get cut off. Boom. PG&E, here's some vouchers. I got $400,000 in vouchers to go out to the family so you can pay those bills. But that's how my brain works, because I live in the real world. I know what people are really dealing with on the ground. These fucking rappers are going to spend $80,000 on a party and escorts to buy pussy. What the fuck are you doing, man? That's crazy to me. Strip clubs. It's just the logic is out of the fucking window, man. And it really bothered me when I seen what they did. And my thing is, people say you shouldn't judge people. You don't know them. Let me be very clear. Do I know Lil Wayne? Not at all. Do I know Chris Brown? Not at all. But you know what I do know? Actions. Your actions speak louder than anything you could tell me. Anything you can tell me. If you buying escorts and having an $80,000 party while the rest of the world is struggling, you are so desensitized and delusional from your situation that it's not worth me getting to know you. Fuck you. I don't care about you, man. That's no. No, I'm good. I know I've ranted a lot, and probably the people on listening to this podcast are like, all right, Eddie, we get it. You don't like Chris Brown because he could dance really nice. But I don't care about Chris's dance moves. right? I care about how you move in the community. You see, I was a double entendre.
Dang, that nigga cooking.
I'm cooking with grease. Oh man. God damn, Chris Brown.
Yeah, I think we covered it. But yeah, overall, just do better.
Yeah.
Do a lot better.
I'm good on Browns right now. Chris Brown, Hash Brown, Charlie
Brownies.
Brown. Huh?
Brownies.
Nah, I can keep them. Keep this goddamn brownies. They ain't brownies ain't did nothing to me. Man. Hey, you remember those? Oh, do you remember those brownies, those Little Debbie brownies?
Yeah, with the little M&M like things
They're
in
like
it.
the little crispy candies inside. Mm-hmm. Them motherfuckers kind of hit a little bit.
You got to get them fresh though.
What do you mean
Because
fresh?
there's a
Ain't nothing from Little Debbie fresh, my nigga.
not fresh, but like sometimes they be sitting on the thing like
They get a little
because they're not a
stale.
super popular
Right.
snack. So
Nah.
sometimes if you get it, it might have a little dust on it. If it got a little
Right.
dust, that means it's a little too hard.
True.
You know, but sometimes you'll get it and it's just that right texture, like a
Yeah.
fresh texture.
Yeah, it's like the freshest you're gonna get for like a processed snack.
Yeah, for sure. I got what is those? I think you be buying them sometimes. It's that don't. It's they're like a don't. They're like glazed donuts. They come in that white. I forget the name of the company.
I know they come in a white box.
Yeah,
And
it's
they-
a specific
and it's
company.
like it's about they come in like 6 or 9, like 9 donuts.
Yeah, you get
and
like
then it's
6
a glaze,
glazed.
and it's the chocolate, and it's the powder and the regular, right? Mm-hmm. Damn,
yeah,
what's the
I
name of
forget
those
the name of the
motherfuckers?
company. I know because I did a video for the bakery that makes the donuts. I forget what it was.
It's a little fancy little box too.
Yeah, it has like a little cursive like font
It's a
to
little,
it.
it's a little classy box of donuts.
Yeah, but the one I'm talking about was just the glazed ones. But
glazed?
anyways, the reason I say that is because I went to, so the Bimbo Bakery. They're the ones that make.
That's right.
They make a bunch of different like baked goods and chips and stuff like that. So I went to film a video because they added like solar panels or like electric grid or something over there, and they have it's in somewhere down south, like just like it's in the LA area, Los Angeles County, and we went to the so they have the factory, and then they have a Bimbo bakery right next to the actual factory where they make everything.
And Entenmann's is the name of the
Yep,
company.
exactly. That's what I'm talking
Go
about.
ahead.
Entenmann's. Yeah. So Entenmann's, they have these little glazed like donuts. So I went in there and I bought like a six of them or whatever, and a couple other items or whatever. And bro, when I tell you, the ones they had to be like, cause they making them next door. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when I bit into those donuts, they were so fresh. Ooh. And it was like, it's kind of hard to explain like how much better they taste because a lot of times when we get to the Entenmann's, they've been sitting on the shelf for like
Right.
couple weeks, depending on when they get shipped.
Right.
But when I'm telling you, these are coming straight from the factory there the next day, and I probably bought them when they were like a couple days old. It's like they was just so much more fresh. And the reason I say that is I was just saying like I could only imagine how wherever the Little Debbie factory is, we got to pull up and just be like, yo,
Man.
how can we get these fresh off the little conveyor belt?
Them donuts, I mean, initially they come out real fresh, but the little additives and stuff they put in there, they do that so the donuts can sit on the shelf for months.
Yeah, they be up there for a long
You
time.
be like, damn.
Because you got to think, you drive trucks, so like,
Yeah.
you might be shipping them mugs from, I don't know where the Little Debbie factory is, probably in the Midwest somewhere.
Yeah.
And then they shipping them all the way. It might go on this truck and then leave that truck and come over here, and yeah.
There's certain things, what's crazy about how food is transported across the country is like there's so many things that happens. Like I remember then we had a load of chips, right? It was a bunch of Doritos that we had. It was a very light load.
Yeah.
But it was like a bunch of chips. And when you by the time you get those chips to the destination, a lot of the bags pop from the altitude. So when you go so high, like you climbing the mountain real high, them bags is just like pop, 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 pop.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know for me, like with my vending machines, I've gotten boxes of chips where like a lot of them was busted open. I've gotten like candy, like Skittles, where a lot of them were like already busted open. So I could see that happening. Like,
oh yeah. Like I'm glad I don't haul like dry van, and you know I'm just like a short haul guy now. But when I was doing that, man, we used to. I remember when I first got my license, I probably been to about at least 30 states. But I remember we had to take a liquid. It was the liquid for Coca-Cola, but it was the syrup. It was like literal Coca-Cola syrup, bro.
The super concentrated Coca-Cola syrup.
It was like, I don't know if they consider it fructose. It wasn't fructose corn syrup, but it was the syrup for the soda.
Yeah.
Because, you know, back in the day, the way that they made soda, it wasn't how they make it now. Like back in the day, what they would do is they would get carbonated water, and then they would get like the liquid Coca-Cola, and they would pour it in, and they would get they had like a special spoon for mixing it. And they put it in a cup and mix it up. And then some dude was drinking it, and he's like, oh, this is amazing. I guess it tastes different.
Yeah. No, I believe that. So he got it like you're saying he was a truck driver that had the syrup, or
No, I'm saying I hauled it before.
oh, you hauled that. Oh, I got you. Yeah.
This nigga keep falling asleep, man.
Yeah, well, your story was all over the place.
Oh man, he's saying my story ain't shit.
But no, I remember working at McDonald's, and we had like the boxes, and
Yeah.
that they still do it the same way now.
Yeah.
Like you get the box of like Sprite syrup or whatever, and then it just goes up the little tubes, and then they mix it with the carbonated water, and then it's soda. Yeah, so it's the same way they're making it now.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go ahead and move on.
I will say though, we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but at our school potluck, we had this thing from DeWars. It was like a slushy fruit punch bowl.
What?
And that mug was fire, bro.
What?
Yeah, it was like I don't know. I walked over there. I was minding my business, and I just seen like it came in like a little gallon type of like little bucket thing. Okay. And it was just slushy, but it was that like very concentrated fruit punch that you get at like Smart and Final, where like they'll serve them at like football games and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's like a little jug of like extremely concentrated fruit punch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was like similar to that, but it was like it might be like homemade, because it had like the what do you call it? Like the pulp and stuff, a little bit of pulp and stuff at the bottom. So yeah, but basically it's like a slushy fruit punch, and then they serve it in the little jug, and then you just scoop it out, and you got like a little, like a little slushy fruit punch drink. It was pretty fire. Shit. Yeah. So I'm gonna see if they got it or how much it is, but I might snag it.
At DeWars they had that?
That's where it was from.
Wow.
So I might snag it for the holidays. So I'll let you know if
I know. It's been a long time since I've been to DeWars, but I remember I had it was like, I think it was vanilla and chocolate almond. It was like almond. They have like almond flakes, I think it was. Mm-hmm. They have like an almond crumbs they put on it. Yeah. And I was like, and they were putting the crumbs. I said, man, put as many crumbs as you can fit on that thing.
Yeah, I don't know how they do their almonds. I don't know. I think it's like probably like a little roasted thing, and then they grind them up or something. But yeah, it's really good, delicious.
Yeah, DeWars. That's an OG ice cream spot.
Yeah.
And
DeWars go crazy.
Yeah, they go crazy. Well, we got 2 of them now, though. We used to only have 1.
No, we got 3.
3?
We got 3 of them things.
Where's the third one at?
I'm sure it's when you go to the 5. So if you're going down West Side Parkway, when it's like a whole new community out there. It's like a Taco Bell out there. It's like
yeah. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, I think it's one right there.
Oh, I know.
And then it's one on.
It's a new McDonald's and Taco Bell you talking about.
Yeah,
right?
in that neighborhood. I think it's a DeWars out there.
Oh, because I know it's another one. The other one is over off.
It's like Rosedale. Yeah, Callaway.
Yeah,
Callaway, and then the one obviously downtown.
Ah,
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. Crazy. I think those are the only 3.
That's like a cool, like, little first date place.
Yeah. It's another spot owned by black people. It's called Handles, I think. or something like that. I think it's a franchise though. I don't think it's like
It's a black-owned ice cream spot. Handle, huh?
Yeah, so
Can
it's
you handle it?
it's a family out here. They own like all the wing stops, I think. Yeah, they get to it for sure.
I want to have a black-owned ice cream spot. Welcome to Nigga Creams.
Oh dang.
Do you want nigga cream? Come on down. Try our butter pecan sandy ice cream. Come on down. Bring your kids. All the bitch niggas stayed home.
You just have Wu-Tang Clan playing.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Cash rules everything around me, nigga.
He said, what? Oh, man. You walk into my ice cream spot. She gave me money. I ain't saying she a golden nominee. This ice cream is great.
That's comedy.
My Yelp reviews will be through the roof. Them comments will be like, yeah, I love the new nigga cream place. I walked in, I felt like a nigga from the moment I went inside.
They made me feel right at home.
Oh, man. Rave reviews. Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
All right, let's go ahead and move on here. Switching gears. Potluck. Speaking of potlucks, there's some potluck precautions that we need to make, man. There's a lot of people having these holiday Christmas potlucks, man. And look here. Some of your coworkers are probably great people. They're probably very nice people. But you don't know what their house situation is like. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of times, you know, the people that might be nice, they probably got a lot of roaches at home. Or maybe they don't have a very nice home situation, right? Maybe they got a pair of panties and drawers all over the fucking countertop. Maybe they got a bunch of cats and dogs that haven't been washed in a long time, and they're making you some chicken casserole, and they got their cat's nuts dragging on the fucking thing. You never know.
Cat up there licking out the pot.
Yeah, the cat, and they're like, "Oh God, Chester, stop it! This is for
Is
the
it
coworkers.
good, Chester?
You like that, Chester? Huh? You like it? Chester is such
Do it need more salt, Chester?
Yeah, you need a little more cream on that. Chester is such a cat name.
Yeah,
Chester or Baxter.
Baxter.
Yeah, these are all very pet names. Zachary.
Yeah.
Zachary, get off of the enchiladas. Those are for my coworkers. You know it's fucked up when you about to eat the enchiladas and they got a paw print on it.
Oh yeah,
Like,
you gotta
God
get rid of that.
damn.
You gotta throw it all out.
Yeah, just throw it all out, man.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right. Potlucks are great, but let's admit it, they can sometimes be a bit of a gamble. I mean, how can we really know if Susan from Accounting Casserole is safe to eat? Apparently, my fears aren't totally unfounded because the Redditor, the community who's the grossest thing you ever seen someone bring to a potluck, people sure had a lot of horror stories. Here are some of the worst. One, a guy had a guy bring in his specialty corn. It was legit canned corn in a crock pot with spices. The thing is, he told us, yeah, my wife took it to her potluck on Tuesday. They didn't eat it, so I just saved it on low. I saved it on low in the crock pot and brought it here. It was Friday. Corn was brown.
Oh no.
Nobody ate it. He kept eating it, saying it was good. The following Monday, his new name at work was Corn Cob Rob. Ooh, that's a picture of the corn. Ew, this shit look nasty. Look at that.
Yeah.
That corn looked like somebody shitted it out and then put it back in the pot. All right, next.
Scorched.
Yeah. 2, we had a potluck today, and someone brought some Doritos. People started eating them and complaining they tasted like dirt. We looked in the bag, and it had a promo for Mockingjay Part 1.
No.
What?
I just can't believe that. That was crazy.
Right, hold on. The chips expired in 2014. This was a mixed department potluck, and we haven't found the person that brought the 9-year-old chips.
Ooh.
If I find out who brought 9-year-old chips, I'm beating their ass.
This is how what we did, which you could kind of do some process of elimination. We have a lot of staff at our school, so it's a little different, but they did it by last names. So if your last name is A through G or something like that, you bring in an entree. F through J or whatever, you bring in side dishes. Whatever K through M, you bring in dessert. So that way you could kind of eliminate, you could kind of like do some process of elimination.
Well, you know what I would do? Look, I'm gonna be the dickhead that does it. If I had a potluck, right, and it's a company potluck, I want to get a small sample of everybody's food, and I'm gonna walk right into the science department, and I'm gonna put that I'm gonna put that shit under a microscope. I'm gonna have all the kids look and be like, "Hey, what do you see?" It's like, "Yeah, this looks like there's a microorganism growing out." Whose lasagna is this? It's got living organisms walking around, and I'm like, "We ain't eating that shit."
This lasagna has microbials in it.
Yeah, this is microbiomes inside of this fucking lasagna here. No, we're not doing that. Matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead. Jessica, this is your casserole, right? Yeah, it's mine. My friend made it. All right, well, you're fired, Jessica.
Oh, dang.
Go pack your bags. You almost poisoned the whole fucking faculty here.
What people also have to stop doing is like stop leading with who made what. Because if it's nasty, then we don't really want to.
I don't care who made it.
No, I'm not talking about you.
No,
I
know.
I'm talking about for people saving the embarrassment of like your food not being good.
Absolutely. I'm just saying that's irrelevant. If it's nasty, I don't give a fuck if your grandma made it. That shit's just nasty, period.
I'm talking about the people that it's for, not you, like, as the consumer. I'm talking about the people that have brought this. Because what will happen is they'll be like, hey, man, you should try this. Like, my grandma makes a really killer apple pie, and it's just like, and it's just, it could potentially not be good.
Yeah, it's killer as in death, motherfucker. Why'd you bring this shit here? Why is there ants in this fucking apple pie? You just left it out on the counter, you lazy bastard.
Or it could just be nasty.
Yeah, just be nasty. It doesn't. Yeah, either way. You want to take you don't want to take the credit for this nasty fucking pie? Why'd you bring it?
Yeah.
Stop bringing old pie to work, Jake. Okay. All right. Number 3. Someone made brownies with ground meat. What the fuck? Someone made brownies with ground meat in them for a church potluck. My vegetarian friend discovered this when she bit into one. She was more confused and horrified about the existence than she was upset about eating the meat. I thought she had to be wrong. Then I tried them. It was beef. I was disgusted and really, really confused.
I think they try to make meatloaf and miss the mark.
Here it is here. They made meat brownies.
I don't get it.
Yeah, that shit would be going straight to the fucking science room.
Bro,
be going
people,
right?
This is what happens. Like, this is what I would say. At ours, this is how it went. We have the break room, so you go in there and you bring your food in there. Right. You put it in the refrigerator on the counter or whatever if it doesn't need to be refrigerated. And then they just carry it over after work, after we got out of work. So there's a world where whoever that person that made that, and it's on this article now, however many years later, they're out there somewhere, and they know they made that, but they just too embarrassed to say.
We need to report. There need to be some registered food offenders. You need to go on a registered food offender list. Dang. So where if you're in my neighborhood, I need to know it.
Yeah, that's.
I don't need you contaminating nobody's motherfucking house.
Yeah, you can't get no fast food job. That's how it should be. You should not be able to get no jobs in the food sector.
I don't want you working at McDonald's, Arby's, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to fuck that up. I do not want you. No, you need to be a registered food offender.
Yeah, and stay away from the kids.
Stay away from my family.
Yeah, you got to be able to, you have to be a certain distance away from the kitchen.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't want you passing out fucking candy on Halloween or nothing.
Oh, damn.
Anything dealing with any food.
Yeah, you'll be automatically arrested.
You are out of here.
Yeah, you got to register on the food registration.
Absolutely.
Website.
There's going to be a picture of your face. There'll be a mugshot. Mm-hmm. Like, this person is a danger to society. Do not allow them to pass out any food. Mm-hmm. And this pan looked like it got rust in it. So you got meat brownies on a rusty pan.
Yeah, a little oxidation.
Hey, man. Mm-hmm. You're a terrorist, okay? Whoever the fuck did this, you are a goddamn terrorist.
God damn.
You need to go to Ukraine.
I wonder what they're thinking when they made that.
You might as well just go to Ukraine.
The cold part about anybody that's like bringing nasty food to a potluck, and I'm not saying like if you made chicken and it just didn't come out great, like it wasn't seasoned enough. I'm talking about like weird stuff like that. Like the crazy part about that is that you can just buy the food.
Yeah.
You can go to Walmart or Albertsons or Vons and just buy the side dish entree, throw it in the thing, and be good. You know, I just don't understand why we do something.
The thing about it though, the unfortunate thing is that there are some people that realize that like they don't realize that they can't fucking cook. So they're repeat offenders of like bringing you food and then the worst thing about these people is the people that can't cook worth a fuck. They will get you the food and they'll stare at you and wait to see what your reaction is.
Yeah.
Because they are so hell bent on thinking like, ooh, they
need that affirmation.
Yeah, they're gonna get a taste of these and they're gonna love it.
Yeah.
It's like, don't look at me, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna throw your food in the trash.
Yeah.
So I mean, and you know what? Hey, folks, let's normalize telling people when things don't taste great. Let's normalize that because we got to stop affirming people so much. Like your family during the holidays or Thanksgiving, your family bring that dry ass motherfucking turkey and that nasty ass tuna casserole, and they're like, "How do you like the food?" And you're gonna be like, "Oh, I like it." They're like, "Oh, I tried. I was up for hours." I'm gonna be like, honestly, like, wasn't my cup of tea, honestly.
Yeah, that's real.
And like,
I think it helps because you know, and I'm not no 5-star chef, but I cook like 2 or 3 things that I cook moderately good. And I'm my own worst critic though. Because I'm eating it too, and I'm like, there's been times where you be telling me this too. Like, there's been times where I cook something, I'd be like, dang, this like the fast food joint, or this like the restaurant. Like this is really good. And then there's other times where I'd be like, dang, I could have done it better. I cooked it a little too long or whatever. But you're able to like self-assess. It's niggas that's pulling up with ground beef brownies that's just like eating they not even eating their own food.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's nasty.
you know you fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You need to be on the food offenders list, man.
Like, what recipe was you looking at when
you made it on a rusty pan, motherfucker. You need to be arrested for that.
Yeah.
You trying to poison me with rust?
Hey, this is what I would say. It was probably fire because half of that pan is gone.
I mean, ooh, that's a good point. But hey, sometimes it's just niggas being nice. They're like, oh, it might have been their boss.
Oh, dang.
Could have been a boss. Could have been a supervisor at the job, and everybody that wanted a fucking advancement, they're all digging into that thing, acting like it's good.
They want to pay raise.
No, all you got to do is you be like, oh yeah, I loved it, boss, and then you put a napkin over it and put it upside down in the trash can.
Man, feed it to Buddy.
When I throw people's food away, I do it with class. I look both ways, and when they're not around, I put a napkin over the plate and I fold it in half and I push that shit deep down in the trash can.
Yeah, you don't want to.
You don't want them to see that you trashed their food.
Luckily, I'm not surrounded by like people that can't cook, because I know certain situations where like even my girls, like her side of the family, they could cook really good. So I don't really be experiencing too much bad food, but yeah, it's usually, there's been a couple times where we'll go to like a friend's, function or party or something, and they'll cook. And, I've experienced, this is probably one of the most oddest experiences that I've had. We went to this, I think it was like I'm not going to say what kind of function it was. It was just a function, right?
Yeah.
And then there was like some carne asada there. And the carne asada was a little like, texture was a little off, and it wasn't really seasoned that well, which was kind of odd because you can just get the, seasoned carne asada from the little Mexican,
I don't want to make this a racial thing, but who made it?
I'm not saying that. Because by process of elimination, somebody gonna be calling me. Yeah, if you figure it out, you figure it out.
Because I think that sometimes we could miss the mark, man. Sometimes those stereotypes don't line up.
I will not confirm or deny.
Hey, I hear you, man.
Allegations.
I'm hear you, but
right.
just because you're black don't mean you know how to shoot a basketball good. Because I've had some situations, right?
See some niggas with some bad jump shots.
Yeah,
so the carne asada, a little tough. It was a little tough, right? And like I said, it was weird because you can go to the Mexican, meat lockers, and they'll have like the seasoned carne asada.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, if you want to do that, that's fine. But the worst offense of all of it was and I just followed the lead because I didn't see nobody doing anything different. We were eating raw corn tortillas with this cooked carne asada. And it was the most driest, strangest experience that I've ever had. And this was normal. I'm looking at around the party and everybody was eating dry carne asada tacos. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was the most strangest experience.
I can't, and I gotta be blunt. I haven't had that experience too often with Mexican people. So I don't know who you had it from, but I will say, like, when Mexican women know how to throw down, they know how to cook very good.
Right.
Now I've had a situation where a buddy of mine's, not very close, but I'll leave him nameless. He's like, my wife made some dinner. And because obviously his wife is Mexican, I'm like, oh, she about to throw.
It's gonna be fire.
She gonna throw down like a motherfucker. And they be like, oh, what do you want? I'm like, I asked what they had. She said, oh, I'll give you a little bit of everything. I said, cool. Man, that shit was not it.
What was it?
Bro, it was some beans. It was like some hot links.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't like grilled hot links. It was like boiled. It was like some rice that was supposed to be like Spanish rice, but it was like barely even red.
Oh no.
Let me explain something to you. The way she cooked, or everything she cooked, I could make it better. All of it. The rice, everything. It was terrible. I took some bites and we just was talking, and then I had like 2 beers to kind of like just like keep it cool.
Clean your palate.
Yeah, to clean the palate. And then, I waited till they both had like exited. I think his kid had ran off in the room and did something. And when they both left, I threw all that shit in the trash.
Dang.
It was terrible.
That's hilarious.
So the lesson from this is stop assuming people can cook. And also to like stop volunteering to get a bunch of food at once. Big fucking mistake. Now I got a big boiled hot link sitting on my fucking plate that I'm not eating. I only eat it when it's grilled too. I only like hot links grilled.
I mess with some like some boiled hot links. But that's like at the crib, like I don't eat hot links regularly, but I will eat it.
I like my hot links grilled, man. I don't want no swollen hot link.
I've had the reverse experience too. You know who Spice One is? He's a rapper.
Yeah, the rapper, yeah.
Yeah. So we randomly went to his house once. He lives in like Arizona or Vegas or something like that. Okay. Maybe Vegas. And we were shooting like this documentary. And he like his house is cool because he has art music with all kind of artists like Tupac and stuff like that. So he has like all the plaques and stuff on the wall, which is pretty cool. But his wife was there, and I can remember like, they had a lot of hospitality. So his wife had like these leftover, I don't know if they was like enchiladas or burritos, but whatever it was, that mug was fire.
It was fire. Is his wife Mexican?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not even trying to put the stereotype that like Mexicans are just great cooks, but I haven't had too many experiences where the food was nasty. Right. But that day, it was bad.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it was bad, man.
Yeah.
I was like, man. Mm-hmm. It was so bad, it almost made me vote Republican, man.
Oh, damn.
No, but I'm fucking around. But yeah, man. Oh, here's another one. Number 4. She opened a can of tiny shrimp and poured it out, liquid and all, on top of the block of cream cheese hold on, let me read this shit over. She opened a can of tiny shrimp and poured it out, liquid and all, on top of a block of cheese. That was it. I guess we were supposed to eat it with crackers. It's fucking nasty.
What be going on, dog?
What's wrong with niggas? All right, next one. Someone brought deviled eggs, and instead of sprinkling paprika on them, they used cinnamon. Ugh.
That's weird.
Cinnamon toast eggs? What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
I like deviled eggs, too.
Nigga, this is cinnamon toast eggs.
Cinnamon toast eggs is crazy.
Bro, I mean, deviled eggs first of all, deviled eggs will make anybody fart. They just call this deviled farts. Yeah, if I eat deviled eggs, I try to have at least a 3-egg minimum. A 3-egg maximum. Because you go over 3 eggs.
Flatulence.
Brother, I remember one time I had some deviled eggs that was so fucking good that I'm just tossing them back like tequila shots at a party. I'm like, oh my God, who made these? You ever have one of those moments at a party where you eat like something 2 times? You're like, oh my God, this is too
good.
I got to go back.
Yeah.
And then the person or somebody made it like, you want more? There's plenty in there. Go ahead and get some more if you like it. And you find out that that's the person that made them.
Yeah.
And you like, hey, I'm sorry. These dags are just great. No, you're fine. Go ahead and take some home.
Yeah.
Man, you eating so many of these eggs, you barely make it home before you fucking shit your pants. Mm-hmm. Yeah, shout out to deviled eggs, yo.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Shout out to the devil.
Oh, no. We ain't doing that, Keith. You almost got me. Nigga shouting out the devil now. All right. Number 6. At my previous job, I had a coworker who frequently cooked food because it was his passion, and he would bring it in to share with everyone. On a few occasions, someone would get ill after, but infrequently enough that people wrote it off as a coincidence. This coworker goes out on PTO and asks another coworker to feed his 12 cats while he is gone and scoop the litter boxes. Unfortunately, it was discovered the coworker was cooking and serving us food in the same pans he was also sometimes using as litter boxes for his bushel of cats. When confronted, he stated that this was fine because he washed them after. We never ate his food again. Nigga, are you crazy?
That's yeah. I can't even. I could just shake my head on
Oh, man. You know what? This is when violence is okay. Mm-hmm. If I know you feed me chili beans and your cat's ass was in that pan, I'm just punching you at that point.
Yeah.
You finna get punched now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you could really die. You could really die from some type of bacteria that you catch from that. That's not cool.
You giving us the fucking bubonic plague, motherfucker. Damn.
Right.
That's nasty, dude.
Yeah.
The cats is sitting there the night before like, meow.
Yeah.
Meow. 12 hours later. Oh, this gravy tastes amazing.
Nah.
It's got a little hair in it for some reason. What is this?
That's crazy.
Is this a whisker, man? What is that? Oh, that's bad. I think so far the worst one is probably the beef brownies. That one's fucked up.
Ground beef brownies is crazy.
Ooh, this looks fucking nasty. Oh, God. Homemade fried chicken, which translated to chicken covered in pancake batter and breadcrumbs and dropped into a frying pan until the outside looked cooked. It wasn't even seasoned. God damn.
Dog, just bring plates.
Oh, my God.
Bring plates, bring drinks, bring spoons and forks. Like, if it's that, because these people just throwing stuff together. I know those type of things are like situations where somebody like don't really know how to cook and they're just like eyeing it. Like, oh, this looks like pancake batter. Oh, let me put the
Let me try this.
They just trying stuff in the kitchen, dog.
These are the same people that vote in elections.
Dang.
You thought it was smart to get a bunch of cornflakes on a chicken breast and not even season it?
There's an Atlanta episode where like there's a white family and they just put like flour on the chicken and I think they like adopted these kids or something, but they put like flour on the chicken and then they just threw it in a microwave and then they put it in there and it didn't even cook all the way. And then they served it to the kids. And there was a little black kid who was just like he was just trying to like pick at it and it was just no good. But that's how people are really like, that's real. Like people are really cooking microwave chicken and serving it raw.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what the fuck are y'all doing? I'm going to read 2 more and I'm going to stop. But these are very captivating stories of why you guys listening to this podcast, you got to be careful when you're eating at these potlucks, man. Mm-hmm. All right, this next one. An apple pie. But they didn't have apple pie spices like cloves, cinnamon, or nutmeg. So they used taco seasoning by accident and expected people to eat it. I, a dumb bitch who likes to torture themselves, tried it and promptly tossed it in the trash when they looked away. I'm tossing it in the trash in your face because how dare you got the nerve to have an apple pie with taco seasoning in it? Are you fucking insane?
Yeah.
I don't want a Taco Bell pie. What the fuck is your problem? All right.
You got to put a name on that.
Yeah, that's insane. That's a Taco Bell pie. All right. A coworker brought homemade kimchi, but she admitted she didn't know how to make it and she just winged it. It was fermented wrong and covered in mold, which she didn't seem to understand was bad. The vegetables were basically half liquefied, and it smelled like dumpster juice. Ooh, there's mold on it. Oh, my God.
That's disgusting.
It's like a piece of furry. Look at that. It's furry with mold.
Nah, that's not a good look.
God, that's when you gotta. Sometimes you gotta get violent, man.
I remember once we tried to switch it up one year. We tried to do like more cultural food for, I think it was like, I don't know if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas, one of those. And I remember one of my aunts made orange chicken. And now, me as an adult, I know that you can just Google how do you make orange chicken. But back then, it wasn't as relevant. Like, you know, it wasn't like, oh, let me just find this recipe before I walk into the kitchen. It was more so like a lot of people was just figuring stuff out, or they had like recipe books or whatever the case may be. But my aunt made this orange chicken thinking that orange chicken is really orange chicken. So she put oranges in there and some chicken. And it wasn't hidden. it was it's not how you make orange chicken.
There's not enough chemicals in there. Where's the rest of the orange chemicals, goddammit?
Yeah. It was crazy.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And I could tell she just threw it. She just did like based off of like what she thought it was. Like, oh, okay, this would be good. Put some oranges in there and slice them up. And yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is great. I think after this, we go ahead and wrap it up.
All right.
But I'll read this one here, and then I'll give you a personal story, and we can go and close it down. But this says, I worked at a patient care clinic with mostly nurses. One nurse brought mashed potatoes inside of a Walmart bag, not inside of a bowl inside a Walmart bag. Mashed potatoes loose inside of a Walmart bag that could have previously held raw chicken or some other gross thing. And then at the end, a nurse did this.
No.
Bro, what the fuck,
The
man?
funny part about all of this is I can see the thought process.
Oh, man.
Like, I can see the nurse at home, like, oh, I got to make something for this party. And then she has some potatoes or whatever. She might have gotten the ingredients for it. And then she was like, I don't even have a freaking container. Like, what am I going to do? So she just reached in her drawer with an old, recycle little, her drawer full of old bags, Walmart bags or whatever. And she just throw it in there like, oh, this should be fine. This is okay. And then she just pull up like, she got dressed too. I could imagine her getting dressed. Like she got her heels on and her nice little holiday outfit, and she just walk into the function with a bag full of mashed potatoes.
Oh my God. I care too much about people's health to do some shit like that. That's fucked up, man. Don't do that. Okay, look here. Enough of these stories, because there's so many of these that go around, and they look so terrible. You got sugarless cakes on here. You got broccoli with fucking bugs on it. Like, there's like termites on this broccoli. So I'm not even going to read that. All right. I'll give you a personal account. Over 10 years ago, I used to work at a call center, right, before I got into trucking. And we had a potluck one time. And, I forgot what I brought. I thought I brought drinks. Somebody brought like plates and forks and shit. Somebody else brought like chicken, and somebody else brought like grilled chicken. We had a coworker named Ben. And Ben, he could cook, but his dad could cook too, I believe. And he brought some grilled chicken. That shit was fire.
Yeah.
Man, I want to shout him out. I forgot his last fucking name, but he listens to the pod. He listens to the pod here and there. Mm-hmm. So let me see something. Where he at? Ben. Where is he at? Dang it. Or do you go by Benjamin? Because sometimes you call somebody Ben, but then they use their original name. Anyways, I can't see him here. But shout out to Ben, man. And then is this coworker I had, this nigga brought cereal to a potluck. Cereal and a gallon of milk. Right? And it wasn't even name brand cereal. It was a knockoff. It said O's. O-S. O''S. It was knockoff cereal, and he just sat the gallon of milk in that there. And I'm thinking like, dog, why would you even bring this to a fucking potluck, man? That was the craziest. I've never seen nobody bring cereal to a potluck. This is the first. I'm like, dog, what the fuck, man?
That's insane.
Like, you act like we all just trying to eat breakfast right now.
And you knew the guy who brought it? You knew the person who brought it?
Yes, I know. I don't want to drop no names.
Yeah.
But yes, this is the most embarrassing thing. I could call my old boss or send her a text, but it would be more funny if I was to call her, like, on the pod, be like, hey, you remember that time, such and such brought the cereal? He's like, yeah, the cereal. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But we're past that now.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. So overall message, man, be mindful of whose food you are eating at these potlucks, and
Man.
yeah, and make sure you examine this food too, because you, like you said, you never know the conditions in which this meal was made or
Put
this
that
food
shit
was
under a
made.
microscope.
Yeah, you want to make sure it's
Man.
good, and think about the person too. Like, do they carry themselves clean? You know, do
Absolutely.
they look well put together?
They got
you know
bad
what I mean?
armpit smell.
Yeah, what they smell like, stuff like that.
Yeah. God, look here, man. Look here. I can forgive occasional bad breath here and there. Because, like, that happens to me sometimes, and most of us, it happens a little bit, especially after a really intense meal. But if your armpit smell every day, I don't want nothing that you bring into this potluck.
Yeah.
I don't trust you funky underarms. Your underarms smell 5 days a week. I don't care what you're eating.
Yo, I got some potato wedges once from this pizza spot, and it tasted like somebody. It tasted / smelled. It didn't even really taste like it. More so smelled like it. It smelled like somebody's like pits, like somebody armpits, like after playing hoop for like 2 hours.
So they got your tater wedges right out the hot grease and put it under their armpit.
That's what I think they did. I think somebody was probably mad that they didn't get tipped or something like that. And they just threw it under the pits real quick.
Yeah, if you go into a restaurant and it smells funny, it's time to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a bad look, man.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for roaches too.
Yeah.
Bro, one of the craziest videos right now that I've seen, actually your brother sent it to the chat. But it's this older black man that goes to the airport and he's got his luggage with him. And they're like, "Oh, sir, we can't check that bag." And he's like, "Why?" It's because there's roaches all over it. He said, "Ain't no damn roaches on this bag. Ain't no roaches on the bag." And it's like, sir, you can't be in here. You can't be in here. So TSA or whatever, they got him outside. And it's like, "Sir, you have roaches coming out of your pants."
Oh my God.
And he was like, "Ain't no roaches on me. What you talking about? No roaches."
That nigga is one with the roaches.
Bro, but then he said, "Can you open your bag, sir?" He opens it up and roaches start crawling out of the luggage. And he's like, "It ain't nothing but one roach there." And he's like, "Sir, you have an infestation. It's coming out of your pants." And then the roaches is crawling all over the ground. And then the other guy that worked for TSA, he's like, "Hey, look, we're not doing this, all right? You're going to throw that bag away." He's like, "I ain't throwing away my bag. I spent $35 on that bag."
Oh yeah, he got hoarder mentality.
Oh, man. That's bad,
That's
man.
nasty stuff.
That's, oh, God, to have that many roaches. And these are some bold fucking roaches because roaches normally chill out at night and hang out. When you turn on the light, they'll be like, "Oh, shit," and they'll run away.
Yeah.
But, man.
These roaches hanging out.
I don't know what it is about poor people and roaches, but if you grew up kind of poor, you've definitely had some battles with roaches.
Yeah. I think he just became like friends with the roaches.
Yeah, some people don't care. You should never grow accustomed to roaches. You should always realize that your ass got roaches, bro.
Yeah.
Always.
That's not something you just live with. Like I could understand if you battling them because that happens. You know, like you like, dang, I've been having roaches. So you buy the Raid or whatever. You try to get rid of them. You buy the low roach motels. But if you just like come to terms with the fact that this is just what it's gonna be.
Yeah, I think the smart thing to do now is don't use any of those poisons anymore. They're bad for you to inhale any of that shit, and they don't kill roaches anymore. Go to Home Depot and buy diatomaceous earth. It's a natural powder, and it works like a razor blade to a insect's exoskeleton. So when you put that shit down and you put like a barricade by your wall or whatever, if any bugs, roaches, spiders, anything, when that powder gets on them, they're like, "Oh, fuck." And then they run off, and wherever their colony is or their whatever, the roaches or whatever bug, they bring that shit back to the colony, and they all get fucked up.
Dang.
Yeah, so the powder is almost like a bunch of little razor blades. By the way, it's safe around babies and dogs and humans. For anybody battling any bug infestation, whether it's a bunch of red ants or whatever, if you put that shit there, you will never have to worry about a bug being in your house again. And it's natural. Diatomaceous earth is natural. Because one of my neighbors, bro, like me, I keep my place pretty clean. But I seen a roach. I was like, how the fuck this get in my house?
Yeah.
So what I did is I not duct tape, but I put tape over all of my outlets.
Mm-hmm.
All my outlets, I put tape on them. Boop, doop, 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 put tape on all of them. I put a little bit of diatomaceous earth around the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not seen one fucking roach anywhere.
Yeah.
Like not one in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, nah. If I see any roaches, I know it sure the fuck ain't from me.
Yeah, it came through the.
Yeah, because the thing about it too, in order for people to have roaches, it doesn't mean you're a filthy person. There could be people around you or living near you that have a roach problem.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're not clean and they don't really keep their place up, roaches have an unlimited food supply.
Mm-hmm.
So they just walk around eating shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the worst story of roaches that I've seen personally, it had to be... It had to be back in the day. We used to live on A Street, and my neighbor had roaches hella bad. We had just sprayed. We had killed the roaches and shit. Mm-hmm. And then I remember the light was off, and I was like 6 going to 7th grade, and I turned the light on in the kitchen, and it's like the roaches just like all turned and looked at me, and then they started scattering. I was like, holy fuck.
That's disgusting.
I was so fucking. I was like, oh my God, what's going on?
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you pour. For some reason, like roaches love poor people.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. They love poor people. I've never seen people with a lot of money with a roach problem.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I've never seen it. I've never heard of like, Connor, we got to kill these roaches.
Yeah.
Never heard that. Connor and roaches, I've never heard those two words.
Yeah. I never seen no Connor with roaches.
Nah, but I have heard like James or Tyrell or like a Juan or, something like that.
Yeah. Tyrone.
Rodrigo, there's too many roaches in here, bro. We got to kill them.
Dequarian.
The roaches are getting in the front house, bro. Kill them. Tyquarius, get these goddamn roaches out of my motherfucking house. All right, man.
I think that's it, man.
Yeah, I think we made it to the end of this episode, man. Hey, look here. If you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're out here.
Peace.